President Trump has been a proud supporter of Israel throughout his presidency, which has not gone unnoticed by the nation's prime minister. Now, Trump could be having a new Israeli town named after him. In appreciation of Trump's decision to proclaim the long-disputed territory of Golan Heights a part of Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared that he is seeking approval for naming the new settlement after the president. Check out the breaking news that hit Twitter. Prime Minister Netanyahu will present to the government a resolution calling for naming a new community in the Golan Heights after POTUS Donald Trump, as a token of appreciation for his recognition of Israel's eternal sovereignty over the Golan. pic.twitter.com/bugger93laob, Ofer Gendelman, and Ofer Gendelman. April 23, 2019. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he plans to name a new settlement in the occupied Golan after U.S. President Donald Trump in appreciation of his recognition of Israel's claim of sovereignty there. https://t.co/f5xgvacums, AFP News Agency. At AFP, April 23, 2019. Take a look at Netanyahu's tweet declaring his intention, therefore, after the Passover holiday, I intend to bring to the government a resolution calling for a new community on the Golan Heights named after President Donald J. Trump. pic.twitter.com/s6ujvkit, PM of Israel, at Israeli PM, April 23, 2019. The New York Times has more details. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel said on Tuesday that he would ask his government to approve naming a new Jewish settlement in the Golan Heights for President Trump, in appreciation of the American leader's proclamation recognizing Israel's authority over the long-disputed territory. Mr. Netanyahu's announcement, made during a Passover tour of the Golan Heights with his family, came a month after Mr. Trump's proclamation, which delivered a valuable pre-election gift to Mr. Netanyahu even as it upended decades of American policy in the Middle East. Despite facing corruption charges, Mr. Netanyahu has since won a fourth consecutive term in office, a fifth overall, setting him on course to become Israel's longest-serving prime minister, surpassing the record of the founding premier, David Ben-Gurion. All Israelis were deeply moved when President Trump made his historic decision to recognize Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights, Mr. Netanyahu said in a video on Tuesday, against the backdrop of the sunny, windswept strategic plateau that Israel captured from Syria during the Six-Day War of 1967. Therefore, after the Passover holiday, he said, I intend to bring to the government a resolution calling for a new community on the Golan Heights named after President Donald J. Trump. BBC also commented. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he intends to name a new settlement in the Golan Heights after U.S. President Donald Trump. Mr. Netanyahu said the move would honor Mr. Trump's recognition of Israeli sovereignty over the Golan in March. Israel seized the Golan from Syria in 1967 and annexed the territory in 1981. The move has not been recognized internationally. Syria said Mr. Trump's decision was a blatant attack on its sovereignty. Mr. Netanyahu, who has secured a fifth term in office in the recent Israeli elections, has been on a trip to the region with his family for the week-long Passover holiday. All Israelis were deeply moved when President Trump made his historic decision to recognize Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. I intend to bring to the government a resolution calling for a new community on the Golan Heights named after President Donald J. Trump, he said in a video message. For decades, Washington did not recognize Israel's sovereignty over the Golan. But Mr. Trump announced his plan to overturn U.S. policy in a tweet on 21st of March. You might like previous post next let's block ads. Why?